Hello again, non-Porom. This is Bishop. Did a second run here, the Gentle Giant, the Guy Lost chapter. I want to apologize. This is going to be bad. This is so bad. I'm running this at 2 times speeds. It took me a half an hour to do this, so I'm sorry if you got to pause this a lot. But I wanted to see if I could do it with Setzer, and I was having trouble containing the orb because these guys were getting turned, so went with Sephiroth, Core, Setzer, so that I could enchant Setzer with Gau and let Core just go nuts to take care of the orb, and then Sephiroth for the damage. So we got Dive Bomb on here. Oh, I gotta say, this opening thing might be about the only thing I liked, because there was a lot of times I kept forgetting that, oh yeah, Core's gonna go first with this. And I'm just trying to shove these guys back as far as I can at this point. Core going nuts. Because I was sitting here constantly just trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do here? I was trying to get them both close to 79 at the same time, because I didn't want to have to deal with a double up of the of getting the whatever the attack where they suck all your brain out and jack it up. I was trying to work that to where I could get Setzer's Freeze Joker up here. So right now it's just kind of, okay, go, 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 go. I'm feeling pretty good here because Core's taking care of the orb. So many guys I was trying to run with this, like Vaughn and everybody else, like, you just could not do it because I could not keep the orb up. That's why I ended up changing to 2 guys, Core and Sephiroth, that were non-elemental, so I could enchant them here. So like I said, Gau's was getting me through the first orb, and then I'll have a way to get the second. So I did have the Freeze Joker. Wanted to make sure I had Freeze Joker on so that when they did the little run wild, they weren't going to get any brave. I wasn't going to have to stress about their little attack here. So I'm kind of jumping back and forth here, trying to make sure characters aren't getting broken, and just letting Core go to work here. So I had him there. Did I have him on Setzer there? Yeah, because he didn't get broken there with that. So that was the idea. Got broken there, that didn't seem to help. So like I said, at this point I'm just kind of hustling. I got to get Sephiroth's buff up. Can't lie, I was sitting there running, trying to get rid of those debuffs. Man, this was terrible. I'm out of... Freeze was good, because at this point I am clean out of fixed dice on Core and Sephiroth. That's why I'm sitting there trying to remember. Okay, Core's got a 1 on his max brave. Where did that come from? I couldn't remember. As you can see, boy, whew, you think this is bad now. Wait till if you make it to the end, boy, are you gonna see some weak play coming up here with this. So, but the good part about all that is that they're not able to take any more damage. Really, the only damage I was able, or the only damage I really took, was from the HP debuff, which was, I mean, you want to talk about that's a way you really got to play it. It really minimizes the amount of HP damage you get, makes it much more manageable. And so I'm kind of holding off right now, and thankfully, and I will admit, this was probably more luck than anything else. I brought Iroha for Core, and then of course Gau, and it was like, oh wait a minute, Gau can heal, Iroha's got 2 heal. So I won't lie, I kind of lucked into being able to heal and deal with the HP requirement. So I went with Dive Bomb here because I was trying to get down to the 50% as fast as I could here. I figured a good 10% and not being able to hit anything really did that. So I healed there just simply so that I wouldn't be too far away, especially with being that Sephiroth didn't have the debuff at the time. So I flipped it over to Sephiroth because I knew he was going to be coming in with a big attack, so I was trying to maximize his turn. Well, I'll tell you, those rainbows come in real handy from Setzer, and that's what I'm kind of sitting there at this point trying to figure out. Oh, yeah, this totally was like, oh, God, this is terrible, because I'm looking at A and B and huge Brave gains. It's like, oh, my goodness. So, like I said, I was looking at fixed dice right there. It was like, oh, I don't want to use another one. I was trying to debate a way to get rid of B on that, but I didn't want to flip the turn order. That's where I was. Thankfully, I had Reaper's Gale up on that one. And then I just basically was just AoE attacking darn near everything that I had or that I could with this. And this was where I was always kind of sitting there trying to debate what to do with Sephiroth EX since it's his weakest skill right now. But whether or not I was trying to get some free turns off of each one. Thankfully, I got freeze up because I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of close here. Let's make sure that when they go under 49 or they go under 50, I've got a freeze buff, or I've got a freeze debuff on there. I was actually kind of worried at this point that I may not get them down in time to keep them from taking just a massive attack right on me. Because the big thing I'm trying to do at this point is get under 59 with this. So there's so we are at Sephiroth still, like I said, trying to just, and I did notice at this point that I had Reaper's Gale coming, so I was feeling pretty good. It's like, okay, so we're gonna get, if I can just get these guys in one more time, as soon as they bust up, I know I'm gonna be able to get Reaper's Gale. So that was another nice use there with freeze. I tell you what, Setzer's freeze really did a number on me there. I just decided to throw in Life Shaver there before I did the rainbows. I wanted the rainbows here to try to drop them down a little bit more. Biggest concern I had right now at this point is, okay, I've got to get rid of that debuff before I go into burst. And the big thing I was concerned with is right here, they did not fall back very far. Now, I didn't have Freeze Joker on. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me here. I wish I'd have had it. Then I would have, instead of doing Dive Bomb, I should have put Freeze Joker on right there. I would have had a little bit easier time. So I'm debating whether or not to put Iroha on core at that point, because I want to have Iroha on her. At this point, I was really hoping that I could get Exdeath in for Setzer, because what I wanted to do was kind of just combine effects. But I'm looking at the turn order, and it's like I just didn't like the way everything was falling into place here with that. So I was setting this, I set that up right there in order to try and get a free turn for Sephiroth once we got in. So I went ahead and broke them there for that, because I'm going to go ahead and use the Cores LD to get one more turn, because I decided, okay, if I'm going to set this up for them to come through and to get the debuffs off, I had to summon here. So a bit of a change of plan, because I usually like to get the burst in and then summon. But I was like, okay, I got to set this thing up here. We're running low on my fixed dice turns are coming up, so I'm debating here whether or not to use Dive Bomb so that I could bring in Exdeath on the next Setzer turn. Because like I said, I wanted to try to set him up to... I wanted to get that Butt of Darkness. It just didn't work out, so I'm kind of like, okay, here comes Setzer here. I know that the next time I get Setzer's turn, I'm bringing in Exdeath for him. So that's why I go ahead with Iroha here. Everybody's full of HP. At this point, I'm not worried about them getting a turn. Boy, was I wrong. for this a little bit later. So I'm setting it up, getting Sephiroth in here, or getting Sephiroth linked up so that this way I can go into the burst. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, here we go. We got rainbows. We're going to be rolling. And the thing I always forget about this is the rainbows disappear during the burst. And I had no more dive bombs. So, but anyway, I'm going to get some good damage here. There comes the last of the big runs there on the Brave. So I was good because I knew I had freeze. So like I said, fixed dice. Running kind of low. Like I said, I'm kind of thinking to myself, all right, not bad. Not as much HP as I was hoping. But I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm going to push these guys back to Kingdom Come. Sure I am. I ain't going to lie. I should have left Setzer in and just either sent those guys back into oblivion. Biggest problem I had here, right now when I'm doing all my damage, is when I needed Exdeath's debuff. And then part of the problem that is I was expecting Exdeath's burst effect to do most of the work here. Once I got him down low and ran out of rainbows, which is why I was going hot and heavy here with the rainbows with core. And then I still had Sephiroth to go. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm just going to suck everything clean out of them. Yeah, no, that, oh boy, no, it did not work out well at all with this. So at this point, and this is where I really start getting stupid, because I stopped thinking that core was actually going to attack before Sephiroth every time. And as you can see, I am not hitting anything. Boy, did I need a Shoulda. I needed somebody that could battery, because boy, was this rough. And don't get me wrong, in theory, it's a great idea. In practice, oh boy, it's not good. This, I think, okay, where am I at? 50? All right, yeah, so I've got 9 more turns to go, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, my God, I'm not going to get these guys. Oh, I was sitting here thinking to myself, dear Lord, I wish there was some true damage in here, because this was horrible. This is just like, my God, how much more could I do? I mean, even the Almagast was terrible. I was like, man, I should have went with Maelstrom at that point. I don't know if that would have done any better. I start really freaking out. All right, so we're just going to spam AAs, trying to get these guys down as much as we can. Since Sephiroth's burst effect's gone now. Like I said, I did not. Boy, did I need it. I needed a Shoulda. I needed somebody with a battery. Thankfully, I was able to get him down. I'm sitting here debating. I went ahead and did the Almagast again one more time. And boy, you want to talk about there's no burst effect at that point. Oh, is that ugly. Thankfully, I had freeze on there. And right now, at this point, I was with the tremor. I was like, please let freeze not cause any HP damage, because I was like, I'm dead if they do. And then, so there ain't a whole lot left. I'm just like, my God, please, dear Lord, give me enough. Give me enough between core and Sephiroth. It's like, no, it's still not dead. It's like, oh my God. All right, let me try it again. Oh, thank goodness it was dead. With that, so yeah, that's pretty much ugly. You do not want to do that one at all. That way, like I said, that team needs a friend with the battery. So Shoulda is probably a little bit better suggestion than Exdeath. Exdeath works real well for my last team, where I brought him in for Sabin, and Porom gave him an attack aura. So like Porom with an Exdeath friend is great. Exdeath going in for Setzer. Yeah, no, not good. You needed a battery. So I hope you found this helpful because, oh boy, this is definitely how not to play. So please feel free to leave a constructive comment. I appreciate any feedback that y'all can give me. And good luck. Hopefully this has been helpful.